Oh, how about a big cheer? Come on, let's go. Good morning. My name is William Watkins, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, and it's my honor to declare the opening of the California State University Northridge commencement ceremony for the College of Humanities and for the College of Health and Human Development. I ask that you all now please rise and remain standing while the CSUN Jazz A Band, under the direction of Professor Matt Harris, plays the National Anthem, accompanied by Adam Crabtree.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, and please be seated. How about another cheer for Adam? Wonderful rendition. And how about a cheer for our signers there who signed the National Anthem? Celebrating this occasion with us this morning and seated on the platform are members of the President's Extended Cabinet. Also, for the College of Humanities, we have Dean Elizabeth Say, and Associate Dean Sheena Malrota. Also, Department Chairs Gina Mazakizme from Asian American Studies, Douglas Carranza from Central American Studies, Gabriel Gutierrez from Chicano Studies, Kent Baxter from English, Brenny Mendoza from Gender and Women's Studies, Ranita Chatterjee from Liberal Studies, Kenneth Luna from Linguistics, Adrian Perez Boluda from Modern and Classical Languages and Literature, Tim Black from Philosophy, and Rick Talbert from Religious Studies. For the College of Health and Human Development, we have Dean Farrell Webb, Associate Dean Marilyn Philback, and Department Chairs David Wakeful for Child and Adolescent Development, Patricia Seymour for Communication Disorders and Sciences, Frankie Augustine for Environmental and Occupational Health, and Yitam Kai from Family and Consumer Sciences. Also, Faculty President Adam Swinson, Associated Students President Jonathan Goldenberg, and CSUN alumnus Stephen Goldman are joining us as special guests on the platform. Will all the members of the platform party and special guests please rise and be recognized? Thank you. And now it's my great privilege to present to you our president, Dr. Dianne Harrison.
Thank you. Good morning. As president of this university, it is my distinct honor to welcome you to the 2018 California State University Northridge Commencement Ceremony for the 2017 and 2018 graduates of the College of Humanities and the College of Health and Human Development. On behalf of CSUN's distinguished faculty and staff, I congratulate the graduates being honored here today. I want to talk to you very briefly about making a positive impact in your world, despite the inevitable ups and downs. Winston Churchill said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." You may have experienced challenges during your time at CSUN, whether in coursework or outside. Through it all, however, you persevered, working through the hard times to achieve success. And look where you are today. Now I ask you to reflect on that as you move into the next phase of your life. Your CSUN education has done more than taught you work skills and the expertise of a particular major. It has taught you how to think critically, how to evaluate processes, make improvements. Whatever your degree, your major, or your background, you have the ability to innovate and to enact change. I know that like so many before you, CSUN alumni before you, you will be innovators, taking the initiative to change things for the better in your profession, in your community, and in the world. Dream big and act bold. Allow me to thank the faculty and staff who share in the pride of your achievements. They played a significant role in supporting your success and their efforts to advance student excellence, to advance our understanding of the world through groundbreaking research, and the university's mission make them the heart of our university. But our outstanding faculty and staff cannot do their jobs without sufficient funding. Governor Brown's revised 2018-19 state budget proposal, released last week, still leaves the CSU $171 million below the amount we seek to sustain our operating funds. Academic excellence, student support, critical business and community partnerships are all in jeopardy. I take this opportunity to ask each of you to please join me in appealing to our state lawmakers to make CSU full funding a priority for 2018 and 19. And graduates, much of your experience at CSUN was shaped by the generosity of alumni who came before you, who have supported scholarships, enhanced programs, and improved the campus facilities for your benefit. This year, it was tremendous to see more than 6,390 of you and counting contributing to the senior class gift. Thank you for that, and thank you for giving back to the university. And finally, I want to acknowledge the valuable support of your families and friends. They provided love, sacrifice, and encouragement to assure your success. To the parents, families, and friends who are here today, the university community and I thank you for entrusting the minds and the futures of your graduates to CSUN. We salute you, and we ask you to now stand for a well-deserved round of applause. Family and friends, please stand. And now please join me in congratulating our 2017 and 18 graduates. I will now invite Freddie De La Paz, graduating from the Department of Religious Studies, and Stephanie Gotbaton, graduating from the Department of Child and Adolescent Development. to address the graduating class and guests of the College of Humanity and the College of Health and Human Development.
Oh, all right. Good morning, my fellow Matadors. I'm so excited to be here. How's everybody? All right. So first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for waking up at the god-awful hours that we woke up at to be here on time. I mean, we did it. We sacrificed a lot and we continue to, but we're here. So be proud of yourself. Before I start my speech, I think we should recognize the staff and everyone that organized this event for what they've accomplished, because without their hard work, we wouldn't have been able to have such a grand gathering of people come together in such an organized manner. So I commend you guys, everyone. Thank you. So before I start my speech as well, I'd like to offer thanks to the faculty at the College of Humanities. That's what I'm speaking for. Thank you so much for everything you've done. If not for your hard work, your patience, your care, everything you've done for us, taking the time to speak with us, to meet with us, even when it's not your office hours, we wouldn't be here celebrating with you today. So again, I thank all of you in the humanities for everything you've done for us. Thank you. Of course, I can't leave out my parents. I have to recognize them for everything they've done. Without their sacrifices in migrating here to this country when they were adolescents and enduring the hardships and the ridiculous difficulties they went through, I wouldn't have the opportunity, half the opportunities I have, including being here today. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done. Thank you. And I've got one last special thank you. I have to thank my wife, Dulce, who's in the front row there. If not for her example demonstrating to me that I could accomplish everything I put my mind to, and demonstrating how to achieve a bachelor's degree and then a master's degree, I probably wouldn't have thought of even attempting academia at all. And now I'm pursuing a doctorate degree, and it's because of you, with your example. Thank you. To many, going to college means getting closer to accomplishing their path towards self-realization as an individual, which usually entails professional goals and financial security for themselves as well as for their families. This is undoubtedly true for most, if not all people graduating today. However, for me, the college experience has granted me more than just these opportunities. It has provided me with a spiritual foundation. Spirituality is usually associated with one's religious affiliations and cultural backgrounds, and yet few ever regard it with one's personal relationships. One's authenticity to themselves is constantly reflected upon the relationships they keep with those around them, as well as the relationships to the world around them and what they hold to be sacred. These relationships all denote reciprocity, meaning that whatever one gives to a relationship, one can expect in return. Because I have formed many meaningful and worthwhile relationships here at CSUN, I can genuinely say that my spiritual appreciation and understanding has been brought to new levels. The amazing people I've had the privilege of encountering on campus has infused me with a renewed sense of faith for our collective future. Now, it is up to us to actively engage others in a healthy manner, and through the relationships we cultivate, we shall create the future we deserve to possess. The predominant message I have for you today is to remind you that we all have a fundamental human connection to one another, and because of it, we also have a responsibility to ensure our mutual care and safety. Together, we will construct the communities that reflect our genuine desires to realize our truest selves, and which inspire succeeding generations to do the same. To my fellow Matadors, I wish you all a great graduation day and a successful future for yourselves and for your families. And although the job is not over, today we did good. Thank you, CSUN.
Thank you, Frederick. Wow, look at all the beautiful faces out here. Hello, good morning. Thank you, President Harrison. Platform party, commencement staff, to my friends and family, to friends and family of graduates. Hello, graduating class of 2018. Okay, question. Who here commuted to school? I did. Let's do some digging through that long-term memory and rewind a bit. You're attempting to find a parking spot. You roll down your window and ask a random student you see a simple yet very effective question. Hey, are you leaving? Finding parking, registering for classes, paying off tuition, always procrastinating. As graduating seniors, I'm sure we can all agree that we've experienced our fair share of bumps in the road, both big and small, here in our bubble that is Cal State Northridge. Whether it's drinking infinite cups of coffee in an attempt to function as a basic human being, or simply trying to manage work, extracurriculars, internships, and school, college is one heck of a journey that we hope prepares us for the postgraduate life we have ahead of us. Today, we are becoming graduates of Cal State University Northridge. Let's focus on the positive. My main focus of today is all of you. Throughout my 4 years at CSUN, on top of my education, I've learned and witnessed 3 impeccable traits: inclusivity, altruism, and resilience. Number 1, inclusivity. The intention of including people who might otherwise be excluded or marginalized. I've witnessed CSUN become as inclusive as can be, and it has taught me to try and be the same. Our CSUN demographic is the most diverse that it's ever been, and everyone is welcome, no matter what religion, sexual orientation, ability, race, socioeconomic status, immigration status. As students, we are here to further our education, and through classes, clubs, and organizations, we coexist and fuel our passions together. Then, we've got number 2, altruism. Altruism is a selfless concern for the well-being of others. We witness this every day, believe it or not, in our parents, professors, mentors, coaches. They all embody altruism. Whether they're aware of it or not, they even inspire us to do the same. To those who have impacted our lives as graduates, thank you. And to my family, friends, mentors, and professors, thank you all so, so much. I couldn't have done it without you all. As for me, my experience at CSUN turned out to be one big blessing. I was surrounded by a beautiful campus. I was able to meet and get to know genuine people. And recently, I became surrounded by a lot of Lime bikes. Here, I was inspired to be the change I wish to see in this world. Not only through community service, but even better, through use of my knowledge. As President Harrison said, here we are encouraged to think critically, think efficiently, and think effectively, both in and out of the classroom. And lastly, I witnessed resilience, the ability to get back up. I've seen this not only in myself, but in all of us here. Aside from completing our degrees, today proves that we've conquered so much more. The self-doubt, intimidation, simply stepping outside of our comfort zones. We as matadors embody resilience, facing life head on. So, to close things up, I would like to leave you with a quote from a silly old bear some of you might know, Winnie the Pooh. He says, "Only look back to see how far you've come." Engrave the words of this wise bear into your long-term memory. Even if college was a plethora of trials and tribulations, we also made memories, and we must only look back to see how far we've come. We've got the knowledge, now we've got our degrees. From here on out, let's utilize our traits and resources in an attempt to help make a difference. It's time to take life by the horns, Matadors. Thank you. Congrats, 2018. Once a Matador, always a Matador.
Thank you, Freddie and Stephanie, for your sentiments, and congratulations to each of you. The College of Humanities and the College of Health and Human Development would like to give special recognition to those students who have demonstrated outstanding scholarship and other special achievements at the university. These students may be identified by the honors medallions, the cords, and the sashes that they are wearing. Will those students who are graduating with academic and other special honors please rise and receive our applause? Thank you, and please be seated. And let me remind everyone that every single one of our graduates here today, whether you are honor students, a Matador's Rising Scholar, those who are graduating regardless of how long it took you, or how long, or whatever your GPA was, you made it to graduation. Congratulations. So you're all winners. And I just want to add, too, your families are proud, we are proud, and you should be proud of yourself as well. So thank you. At this time, I want to invite Dr. Elizabeth Say, Dean of the College of Humanities, and Dr. Farrell Webb, Dean of the College of Health and Human Development, to the podium to highlight 3 students who are deserving of additional recognition and who serve as examples of the excellence and the extraordinary achievement that can be found among CSUN's accomplished student body.
Thank you, Dr. Harrison. Good morning. It is my great pleasure to present to you today 2 extraordinary students who deserve additional recognition from the College of Humanities. Students, please rise when I call your name and stay standing while I speak briefly about your accomplishments. The first student is Chantel A. Barrero. Chantel? Where is Chantel? Okay. Chantel is an exemplary student from the humanities, graduating summa cum laude with a GPA of 3.97 and a double major in linguistics and Chicano studies. Realizing that she wanted to go on to pursue a PhD, Chantel sought out faculty mentors and opportunities across CSUN to help her manifest her dream. Chantel was a Bill Poder Scholar, a Sally Casanova Scholar, as well as a Hispanic Serving Institution Pathways Mellon Student Fellow. Through her participation in Build Poder, Chantel worked as a research assistant over the summer at Yale University. She has given multiple conference presentations through the HSI Pathways program and worked in the supplemental instructor program on campus. She is fluent in Spanish, and as a Salvadoran woman, she seeks to make scholarly contributions to her community through her research. to tell stories of immigrant and diasporic communities from within. Her present project is entitled Linguistic Accommodation Amongst Salvadoran Diasporic Communities in Los Angeles, in Washington, D.C., and I got to hear her present that research in Philadelphia a few months ago. It is currently under review for publication. Chantel won first place in 2017 and 2018 at the CSUN Research and Creative Works Symposium. She somehow found time in the midst of all she does to serve on the Dean's Student Council, as well as serving as a college ambassador. Chantel won the prestigious university-wide competition to become the 2018 Wolfson Scholar. She is proud to be starting the doctoral program in linguistics at The Ohio State University, one of the top 5 programs in the world, with 5 years of full funding. Chantel brings a combination of brilliance, dedication, and purpose to her work, and we look forward to seeing her shine in the Academy in years to come. Congratulations, Chantel. Our second extraordinary student is Annabelle Bonebrake. Annabelle? Where is Annabelle? Annabelle Bonebrake is graduating today from the highly competitive junior year integrated English subject matter option. This intense program of study allows transfer students to complete the requirements to earn both a BA and a preliminary teaching credential in 2 to 3 years. She managed this while maintaining a 3.96 GPA, taking extra courses in the English Honors Program, and participating intensively in a variety of on-campus activities. She taught freshman writing students through the Supplemental Instructor Program, delivered papers at several department academic conferences, published original poems in the Northridge Review, and served as the vice president of the Northridge Creative Writing Circle. Additionally, she has found the time to volunteer in the community as a high school creative writing coach, as a docent at the San Fernando Valley Relics Museum, and as an aide at the Pierce College Art Gallery. Annabelle is the only English major to have twice won the Oliver Evans Writing Prize for the best piece of prose submitted in an upper division English class. She was also awarded one of the department's most prestigious prizes, the Linda Nichols Joseph English Merit Scholarship. She completed her student teaching at Chime Charter Middle School and at Northridge Academy High School, where her classes have been inclusion model, integrating special education and general education students together, and that's quite a challenge. She notes that in one of her courses, she has her students practicing textual analysis on the films of Tim Burton, and in another, her students studied cultural conflict, gender roles, and colonialism in Things Fall Apart. It is clear that she has a productive and illustrious career ahead of her, and her future students are going to be very fortunate to work with this incredibly enthusiastic educator. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Say. It is now my honor on behalf of the College of Health and Human Development to present one outstanding student deserving of additional recognition. Please rise when I call your name and stay standing while I briefly speak about your accomplishments. Dorian Burleson. Where is he? Dorian graduates this morning with a Bachelor's of Science in Environmental and Occupational Health. He has overcome numerous obstacles to get to this day, and at age 42, he describes himself as a family man and a deep-sea fisherman who loves to travel, cook, grill, and bake. Okay. He volunteers in the community as a team leader for the Mental Health Association, assisting homeless youth in Los Angeles, and with other programs that provide outreach to the homeless. I mentioned obstacles. Dorian was born with 3 potentially fatal medical complications. When his mother brought him home for the first as an infant for follow-up, the doctors expressed surprise that he was still alive. Dorian would thrive, but he would also struggle. As a teen, he fell into gang culture. He survived gunshots, intentional and accidental, addiction, overdose, incarceration, homelessness, and depression. He overcame spinal cord injury. Today, Dorian is walking again and has 10 years sobriety. He credits his parents' sustained hope and strength in their spiritual foundation. Dorian chose environmental and occupational health to support him in living a deeper conviction of selflessness to help as many people as he can. Dorian told us he was terrified to return to college after 15 years of menial jobs and compromise, but that once he made the decision to get a degree, his resolve strengthened. During his academic journey, he restored his damaged GPA, bringing it up from below 2.0 to a CSUN GPA of 3.87, graduating magna cum laude today. Congratulations, Dorian.
It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. E. Lee, Provost, who will now present the candidates for the master's degree.
Thank you, President Harrison. From the College of Humanities, there are 5 disciplines represented by the graduates in this ceremony today. They are from the departments of Chicano Studies, English, Humanities, Linguistics, Modern and Classic Languages and Literatures. And from the College of Health Human Development, there are 3 disciplines represented by the graduates in this ceremony today. They are from the departments of Communication Disorders and Sciences, Environmental and Occupational Health, and Family and Consumer Sciences. Will all the candidates for the master's degree from the College of Humanities, the College of Health and Human Development, please rise and remain standing. President Harrison, I have the honor of presenting to you the graduate class of 2018. These candidates have completed the requirement for the master's degree as prescribed by the state of California, the trustees of California State University, and they have been recommended by the faculty of California State University at Northridge. Candidates, please continue standing as President Harrison confirmed the master's degree upon you.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of California State University, Northridge, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts in Chicano and Chicana Studies, Master of Arts in English, Master of Arts in Humanities, Master of Arts in Linguistics, Master of Arts in Spanish, Master of Arts in Teaching of English as a Second Language, Master of Science in Communicative Disorders, Master of Science in Environmental and Occupational Health, Master of Science in Family and Consumer Sciences, and Master of Science in Human Nutrition, with all of the rights, the honors, and the responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, and please be seated. At this time, I ask Dr. Elizabeth Say and Dr. Farrell Webb to present their candidates for the baccalaureate degree.
There are 10 disciplines represented by the graduates from the College of Humanities today. They are from the departments of Asian American Studies, Central American Studies, Chicano and Chicano Studies, English, Gender and Women's Studies, Liberal Studies, Linguistics, Modern and Classical Languages and Literature, Philosophy, and Religious Studies.
And there are 4 disciplines represented by the graduates from the College of Health and Human Development. They are from the departments of Child and Adolescent Development, Communication Disorders and Sciences, Environmental and Occupational Health, Family and Consumer Sciences. Will all the candidates for baccalaureate degrees please rise and remain standing? Perfect. President Harrison, I have the honor of presenting to you the undergraduate class of 2018.
These candidates have completed the requirements for the baccalaureate degree as prescribed by the State of California and the trustees of the California State University, and they have been recommended for their degrees by the faculty of California State University, Northridge.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of California State University, Northridge, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Asian American Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Central American Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Chicano and Chicana Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Child and Adolescent Development, Bachelor of Arts in Communication Disorders and Sciences, Bachelor of Arts in English, Bachelor of Arts in French, Bachelor of Arts in Gender and Women's Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Language and Cultures, Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Linguistics, Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, Bachelor of Arts in Religious Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Spanish, Bachelor of Science in Environmental and Occupational Health, and Bachelor of Science in Family and Consumer Sciences, with all of the rights, the honors, and the responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, and please be seated.
Members of the platform party and the department chairs will now offer congratulations to our degree recipients. Okay, now you're going to get instructions. I ask that the degree recipients please move to the platform as directed by the marshals. Please come forward as your name is read. You will be congratulated by a member of the platform party and receive your diploma, cover, and certificate. Afterwards, please return to your seats as directed by the marshals, commencement staff, and ushers.
We ask that guests please help us so that we may proceed in an orderly manner. we remind you that the aisles must be kept open and you are asked to stay in your seats until the end of the ceremony. Out of respect for our graduates and the safety of the guests, noisemakers are not permitted. Finally, and again out of respect to our fellow graduates, all graduates will remain throughout the entire ceremony until all degree recipients have been recognized.
And now reading the names for the Department of Communication Disorders and Sciences. Candice Sin, Danica Federi, Alyssa Ferrante, Araz Agzarian, Lindsay Downs, Alyssa Sanders Manley, Jessica A. Rojas, Danielle Williams Kuhl, Allison Kaslowski, Suzanne Nishikawa, Kent Melendez, Megan Brooks, Nicole Pierce, Robert Benitez, Justin DeLeon, Jasmine Rojas, Joseph Kayan, Michelle Conklin, Stephanie Pettigrew, Ariel Khalili, Holly Reynolds, Emily Crabb, Nayiri Yanakushian, Kelsey Berge, Nicole Wexler, Michael McCourt, Alina Fimbers, Rachel Fishback, Sage Padilla, Allison Blakemore, Shelby Blanton, Natalie Giragosian, Anna Karen Ramirez, Anthony Gasser, Patil Kalegian, Emil Karinian, Italy Celis Cruz, Noon Gregorian, Nare Medicinian, Hasmik Submergian, Lucine Moroyan, Jesse Massarelli, Biana Ivazian, Stephen Huang, Diane Dang, Giselle Amber Reyes, Nina Marie Diaz, Amarani Diaz, Christina Bermudez, Emily Fowler, Diana Dang Lee, Sahar Malamed, Lizette Lopez, Giselle Uceda, Azucena Shields, Rosa Cortez, Christina Harold, Hannah Acree, Luis Pava, Valerie Alfon, Samantha Oruela, Perry Shoemaker, Catherine George, Daniela Hay, Robin Kohenteb, Cynthia Marie Borzega, Emily Sarah Franks, Chiara Purbell, Katrina Barbara Lopez, Carol Sampson, Basel Jimenez, Elsie Della Rosario, Danielle McComb, Tawny Wallace, Danielle Richmond, Jasmine Marie Rodriguez, Joy Genevieve Manicow, Melina Marr, Raquel Salazar, Nancy Martinez, Kristen Noel Thompson, Jeremy Thomas. Devin Alexa Diamond. David Arnold. Mary Viatello. Mona Zudi. Shelba Fett. Donna Perez Flores. Karen Navarrete. Veronica Sanchez. Nita Anavim. Denise Ramirez de Jesus. Summer Novello. Sarah Lopez. Jennifer Chavez. Christina Demergian. Nicole Christian. Brianna Lawton. Jocelyn Torres Lozano. Harold Duenas. Charles Dulce. Amelia Carrera. Amber Watson. Briche Johnson. Julius Mahon. Elizabeth Espinoza. Erlyn Correas. Natalie Cendeno. Gabrielle Enzi. Darlene Hidalgo Reyes. Laura Barajas Ramirez. Anika Amirin. Hannah Brubaker. Christina Dervishian. Taylor Anderson. Alejandra Baraza. Denise Lorzo Villegas. Megan Johnson. Nabil Christina Palamo. Desiree Reeder. Anna Ingman. Erica Solorzana Haro. Genesis Rosales. Maricel San Pedro. Rachel Moore. Michael Lopez. Ayana Smith.
Ashley Greenberg. Now reading names for the Department in Environmental and Occupational Health. Justin James. Justina Mace. Hazmik Jasmine Hakobian. Milad Yakub. Bartan Dagbashtian. Farhad Majidi. Diana Lopez. Jongwon Kang. Niti Patel. Huang Vu. Andrew Evans. Steve Girardi. Ronald Collingwood. Camilla Westberg. Sean Cohen. Kyle Foster. James Jones. Olakan Ojibadi. Kevin Donis. Wisara Petrarat. Miro Moyne. Michael Cassis. Justin Rush. Matthew Stuber. Betsy Torres. Allison Christine Lewis. Sandra Parillo. Juan Torres. Shanna De Silva. Lena Mohammed Mansour. Sarah Dayan. Mary Stepanian. Sarah Ornelas. Nicole Ramos. Ivan Reyes. Levon Crisula Navarrete. Charles Francis. Sierra Pringle. Brittany Elena Teresa Remo. Gabriela Chavez. Nicole Bantak. Paulo V. Francisco. Isaiah Braithwaite. Helen Gasparian. Malik Rafi. Trang Pham. Sean Barton Stephan. Andrew Torreco. Amber Gomez. Melissa Alessandra Young. Jessica Trujillo. Banafesh Mahmoudi. Guadalupe Limon. Jocelyn Ana Luisa. Matthew Edward Madison. Malkit Singh. Sammy Mashtub. Late Abadawi. Dorian Burleson. Now reading names for the Department of Family and Consumer Sciences. Stephanie Rodriguez. Maria Ann Holmberg. Mariah. Virgie Nwanwu. Matthew Garrett. Vance Ago Kolawili. Karen Salgato. Garmi Wong. Estefani Gallegos. Sandra Luz Trujillo. Bob Wrinkletoe. Diana Preciado. Adriana Williams. Christine Bingard. Bianca Renee Bell. Demond Casey Stevens Jr. Teha Iman Denmark. Michelle Perez. Sare Renee Hallman. Danielle Rowe. Camila Zevalos Guizado. Angel Henry. Ishmael Tunson. Sarah Valley. Heather Hanberg. Jessica Tambolin. Marla Cuevas. Annie Devatian. Kiana Monique Brown. Amanda Nicole Mendoza. Sofia Quintana Reina. Morgan Utvich. Rebecca Lau. Kathy Leon. Megan Semo. Melody Rad. Genesis Avina. Justine Gibson. Emma Cronus. Sung Yun Bien. Shi Liu. Jasmine Toledo. Christine Sanchez. Natalie Marshall Sanchez. Christian Alicia Solis. Kayla Malari. Keith Saito. Wendy Patricia Jaime Valdez. Vincenza Zenobio. Diana Vasquez. Annie Bakchelian. Essa Tichi Lasantran. Tui Chafam. Sierra Smith. Truman Shackleford.
I love you, Mom.
Ludwig Rosas. Andy Linares. Daryl Miranda. Frida Endenjock. Madeline Hooks. Lisbeth Diaz. Giovanna Palmisano. Nora Shystar. Crystal Bowen. Charlene Shea. Lorraine Eliza P. Vivar. Cynthia May Chow. Arinel Eclavia. Gabriela Hernandez. Andrew Packleb. Fernando Alba. Andrew Arst. Abdul Mohsen Al-Sakar. Karim Damji. Jennifer Rodzianko. Alexandria Noel Conway. Kayleigh Barbato. Jessica Flaherty. Sarah Alamdari. Kennedy Johnson. Sarah Gordon. Alexandria Zuniga. Stephen Maldonado. Vardoni Nisalian. Melissa Fry. Talia Ruby. Samantha Pena. Marissa Shore. Cesar Sanchez. Sabrina Anna. Jonathan Johnson High. Nadia Shajari. Rudy Cervantes. Harmony Ann Salazar. Esther Cho. John Lasha Marshall. Isabel Ochoa. Brante Boyajian. Nikki Khan. Vedrana Basnak. Elizabeth Sedano. Stephanie Mena. Sarah Chan. Kartikia Venkanesan. Jerry Owens. Rosemary Elizabeth Marroquin. Kimberly Aguilar. Brianda Negrete. Norin Osman. Maria Garcia. Nika Tixe. Dana Middleton. Tiana Marshall. Stacy Paredes. Nichapat Chayutipan. Avi Tran. Karen Rosa Hiron. Carly Alexander. David Goldberg. Stephanie Michelle Melendez. Katie Klingkamer. Brenda Benavides. Yesenia Gramajo. Amando Ingram. Alexa Krull. Carly Silva. Zachary Mayall. Samar Almatruk. Shadi Amazadeh. Sharzad Rabar. Gabriela Barrientos. Lina Montalegre. Shirley Mahrabian. Stella Mailalian. Rosemary Caceres. Chinpengu. Monica Cornejo. Jasmine Beltran. Stephanie Aviles. Melinda Renee Cardenas. Ana Laura Leon Martinez. Catalina Carmen Hernandez Ortiz. Kelly Sanchez. Julie Shevlin. Hazel Sigala. Marie Kennedy. Nicole Esper.
Congratulations, right here. Alejandra Casas. Magdalena Reyes. Luis Spellman. Daniela Arias. Jacqueline Galvez Ruiz. Ashley Hernandez. Alejandra Yasquez. Sandra Aguilar. Andrea Gamiz Garcia. Ana Maria Para. Lila Gizar. Omar. Chantrell Perkins. Katrina Jung. Nancy Yesenia Hernandez. Giselle Linares. Cindy Matias. Maria Candelaria Lazardo Martinez. Judy Oliveros. Sandra Barron. Jeff Akron. Catherine Duong. Jennifer Bedoya. Kathleen Rostrand. Jacqueline Delatorre. Amy Ayala. Evelyn Toon. Sierra Bernabeo. Estefania Caldron Salgado. Catherine Desiree Reyes. Fatima Mendez. Stephanie Garcia. Jessie Marie Gopez. Grace Godinez. Aldo Hernandez. Stephanie Ochoa. Jasmine Naranjo Moreno. Sydney Abner. Maria Martinez. Christians Jimenez. Cynthia Gonzalez. Beta Escobedo. Christine McCarthy. Yesenia Alvarez. Yvette Rios. Ilona Nazar. Leslie Escobar. Sarah Mulligan. Susan Chavez. Jasmine Alcaraz. Lizeth Ramos. Sabina Galvez. Cassandra Campbell. Yvette Lopez. Maggie Vilata. Joanne Kim. Judy O. Havana Moon Lopez. Melissa Ignacio. Siohi Lim. Yana Kai. Monique Walters Wright. Brenda Loriano. Amaris Rodriguez. Jacqueline Sanchez. Esperanza Cortez. Reina Rodriguez. Dolores Arredondo. Jennifer Walter. Jacqueline Castro. Jennifer Wickman. Justine Bautista. Mireya Marquez. Adrian Berry. Chrysalis Vasquez. Dalia Morales. Jocelyn Kathleen Melendez. Diana Papelian. Elizabeth Eskegian. Amy Crevette. Kirsten Boyer. Francesca Maria DeMasep. Marissa Petras. Rachel Diaz. Derek McKelly. Kelsey Sandoval. Julissa Rios. Kathy Cruz. Meredith Grable. Jessica Ibanez. Abigail Ojeda. Rachel Marie Clark. Christine Leslie Lozano. Cassandra Carrillo. Natalie Yosef. Alejandra Romero. Jacqueline Sandoval. Daniela Martinez. Julia Kim. Jennifer Garcia Izales. Holly Rushkovsky. Fabiola Sandoval. Amanda Rockford. Javi Rincon. Marissa Lopez. Brenja Asadia. Roger Sauer. Jose Juan Yanez Jr. Julia Castillo. Mariana Hosepian. Sokenthia Sar Sar. Leticia Rita. Argenis Campos. Maria Carolina Pancuyo. Paul Francis Magusin Julianda. Mary Boyajian. Oscar Javier Aguilera. Dalia Margarita Alas. Evelyn Alba. Maelena Milagros El Madath. Yadira Hernandez. Nayeli Caldiniera. Cindy Aligria. Stephanie Cornejo. Idania Michelle Perez. Stephanie L. Lopez. Carissa Marie Della Cuesta. Desiree Madrano. Marlene Martinez. Carla Pineda. Myra Morales, Alejandra Madrigal, Sarah Laura, Ani Alvarez, Evelyn Gonzalez, So Young Na, Diana Davila, Brenda Rodriguez, Laura Canseco, Itzayana Caballero, Roxana Robledo, Sandra Sanchez, Lianabel Quevedo, Catherine Soria, Alexis Gomez, Ginny On, Ramiro Cortez, Jennifer Sierra, Maria Penate, Rachel Ann Jimenez, Vianney Navarro, Laura Cervantes, Ivan Brewerman, Jessica Acosta, Judith Yadira Bracamontes, Stephen Than, Rebecca Zeleda, Belinda Carranza, Jennifer Gomez, Elizabeth Oliva, Talia Magdaleno, Gracielle Galang, Elizabeth Martinez, Janet Torres Reyes, Annalie Aguilar, Rosie English, Alexandria Malvin R. Lucas, Kim Greek, Ileana Martez, Kathleen Mary Reich, Vanessa Escobar, Nicole Miller, Tori Cromwell, Stephanie Madrigal, Arlene Castanon, Randy Tapia, Juan Montoya, Fernanda Santana, Soraya Valles, Liliana Soriano, Alan Ordaz, Eric Garcia, Sylvia Alejandra Ramos,
Teresa de Jesus Gonzalez, Megan Hazelwood, Iris Garnica, Nixie Rodriguez, Brisa Soto, Maria Rico Avalos, Natalia Diaz, Stacy Mendoza, Shireen Gadia, Melissa Navarro, Sarah Perez, Miriam Cano, Josie Alcocer, Rosalind Cruz, Karina Garmendez, Lirio Josiel Monje, Kevin Rivas, Azaria Gresham Tugnati, Alexandra Raindrop Navarro, Veronica Martinez, Vanelli de los Santos Miranda, Amelia McMillian, Stephanie Claros, Giselle Orochin, Genesis Almendarez, Anna Cho, Elena Maldonado, April Rizzo, Carla Ruby Sanchez Vasquez, Fernanda Cervantes, Monica Karras, Justine Silvers, Randy McRae, Andrea Chavez Orellano, Menelli Carrion, Lucia Barriga, Tanya Vega, Caitlin Mersola, Jennifer Lynn Ledesma, Monisha Save, Maddie Aho, Deshauna Hale, Lorraine Marcos, Adrian Magasarian, Alina Sapanosian, Guadalupe Flores, Courtney Mayer, Christine Eraso Castellanos, Vanessa Tobar, Natalia Diaz, Monica Diaz, Kimberly Isabella Garner, Abigail Catherine Nagy, Anna Alicia Mendoza, Stephanie Elizabeth Ramirez. Alexandra Barba. Jessica Hernandez. Gohar Aslan. Tina Bagdasarian. Christine Marino. Monica Jose. Jenny Doan. Jessica Ashley Cortez. Amenkai Ledesma. Amber Monterosa. Nayeli Carter. Rafael Huerta. Jose Rito Dominguez. Nancy Delgado. Olivia Valdez. Samantha Ramirez. Liliana Ramirez. Wendy Heredia. Myra Hernandez. Ashley Galbadon. Lindsay Medina. Kristen Lagos. Audrey Alegria. Pauline Parsekian. Jeremy Maritzen. Claire Wenzel. Francis Zumbro. Emma Feitchens. Heidi Forbes. Carolyn Barron. San Juan Zabala. Genesis Bonilla. Fatima Gutierrez. Amelia Bianca Jayasinga. Emily Taylor Blackwell. Abigail Buskett Adoria. Rachel Marie Hicks. Chieko Takauchi. Natalie Quintero Jorge. Jenny Vang. Denise Gordillo. Heather Wiener. Julie Medina. Bianca Serrano. Brenda Cardenas. Brianna Sharon. Sandra Aquino. Diana Laura Sanchez Garcia. Francine Della Catena. Leslie Ann Dumilon. Audrey Rose Munoz. Linda Cecilia Statlander. Alexis Lopez. Laura Madrigal Rodriguez. Cindy Martinez. Ted Olson. Blanca Arias. Denise Elizabeth Yash. Diana Polanco. Gabriela Mendez. Jemima Yee. Arturo Garcia. Samantha Corona. Monica Vences. Sarah Nazarian.
Congratulations.
Leslie Francisca Anzora. Youngmei Jin. Stephanie Marie Gatbanton. Luz Teas. Maggie Ashley Barrera. Now reading names for the Department of Family and Consumer Sciences. Shorey Nouri. Madeline Esquivias. Emma Arevalo. Irene Padilla. Sharada Aurora. Fatima Hakim. Zora Hamidi. Danielle Bublitz. Priscilla Gomez. Maisha Rashid. Vanessa Joanne Mendoza. Michelle Perez. Nina Morin. Mariah Haroon. Michelle Sakota. Reina Gomez. Roland Filo Teo. K.N. Makulangan. Bradford Akiosha Herdara. Lindsay Bundrant. Jessica Ignacio Vasquez. Jake Hagan. Eva Cordon. Sorana Black. Zaira Prado. Elena Alcantar. Lynette Valerie Jimenez. Afsun Hemati. Fabiola Garcia. Jocelyn Argueta. Norhor Mahed Mansour. Carol Andrea Huang. Luis Valdez. Jessica Garcia. Lydia Alvarado Lopez. Brenda Bravo. Antonio Cervantes. Gabriel Alred. Kristen Herson. Kimberly Nicole Stimson. Aaron Maynard. Lily Nalbanyan. Lorena Cortez. Alejandra Stephanie Gonzalez. Maria Carrillo. Natalie Valencia. Alexis Corina Alcantar. Susana Martinez. Monica Cabrera. Dong Jingyi. Yusi Chang. Jennifer Betancohen.
Are we done? Are we done?
You're done on this side. Someone else is on the other.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna try my best to hand it off here. If not, I'll put it on the. Now reading the names for the Department of English. Ashley Aminian. Montana Clark. Jade Aravizu. Mariah Aquinaldo Riaz. Angelica Argueta. Alexandra Turner. Leticia Valente. Jesse Clemens. Emilia Sotelo. Ross Brummett. Patrick Lewis. Luis Zhu. Zulema Uglate. Sophia Apodaca. Chester Sakamoto. Michelle Chuni. J. Bailey Hicks. Rebecca Fleury. Andres Perez Benitez. Lenny Gonzalez. Bailey Puckett. Sabrina Cardenas. Julie Vega. Vanessa Espina. Anastasia Prinzino. Kathleen Mitchell Askar. Sophia Khan. Sosan Farouk.
Say your name for him, honey. Say your name.
Christian Nyran Murthy. Eric Smith. Alvaro Castillo. Trevor Gonzalez. Victor Hugo Garcia. Eric Vignery. Jeremy Cueto. Guadalupe Jesus Garcia. Anna Tutunjian. Ellie Costanza. Cole Turner. Alice Churan. Brittany Paris. Jose Santos Ponce. Marcela Caniquia Gamboa. Ruben Alcala. Emilio Calderon. Benjamin Ruiz. Deanna Garcia. Bo Benson. Rondi Hurt. Miriam Eve Correa. Natasha Spickenruther. Naomi Navarez. Brent Lee. Kimberly Gomez. Katie O. Vanessa Hernandez. Jennifer L. Diaro, Robert Horn, Marianne Fani, Casey Hawkshaw, Teresa Dringenberger, Ashley Vasquez, Megady Esagolian, Kimberly Gutierrez, Andrea Ramos, Abigail Guerra, Ashley Lucio, Michelle Becerra, Alexandra Trinidad, Mandy Chen, Ariel Hannett, Brian Avila, Emily Mondragon, Jessica Stahl, Carla Marissa Sanchez, Casey Della Rocha, Helena Parks, Joey Desiree Gutierrez, Abigail Mazanad, Chelsea Finch, Saad Khan, Rebecca Callista Allen, Jared Anderson, Angel Torres, Yelenet Gomez Quintara, Edith Linares, Elizabeth Eng, Alonzo Vargas Hidalgo, Akil York, Damian Romero, Max Meza, Annabelle Bonebrake, Maya Isaiah, Fraylin Vargas, Mildred Rivere, Cleveland Gregory Higgins, Ryan Moreno, Argenis Zalier Franco, Nancy Ruiz Vasquez, Samantha Klein, Gonzalo Villanueva, Joyce McGee Brummett, Samantha Wallace, Karina Shrink, Aisha Meacham, Sarah Rolot, Catherine Nicole Ponce, Cecilia Ortega, Michael Bellucci, Jeanette Baltazar, Michelle Castro, Jan Palma, Samantha Mutton, Elise Moeller, Mohammed El Shwait, Gabriela Garcia, Benjamin Bibian, Gabriela Ortiz, Eric Flores, Ashley Cortez, Sarah Ziliak, Glenda Rivera, Merlani Osorio Ciros, Hema Ludisaka. And now reading the names for the Department of Linguistics. Ala Al-Bahi, Mohammed Abdul Karim, Yun Young Nam, Matthew Thomas, Chase Dontonville, Rocio Velasquez, Elizabeth White, Abduli Almahani, Jose Luis Ramirez Jr., Maribel Garcia, Wenyi Yu, Zara Yasayan, Harnoush Vardanyan, Lucito Garcia, David Haynes, Angelica Crook, Mallory Stiven. Joshua Kahina. Andy Rivera. Daniel Ramirez. Jared Diaz. Chantel Barrero. Marco Ramirez. Sharifa Altar. Amado Ruiz. Elisa Margarita Bajarona. Andrea Damian. Leslie Genevieve Sandoval. Karen Diaz. Evelyn Arnold. Irina Karakian. Cynthia Puerto. Kate McKay. Kelly Sierra. Brittany Groves. Desiree Ortiz. Addison Mueller. Tammy Lee. Roxana Reyes. Gloria Rosa Hermosillo Zamora. Yunji Lee. Muhammad Ali. Abdul Aziz Akzam. Adria Taylor.
Now reading names for the Department of Modern and Classical Languages and Literatures. Raul Frederick Diaz. Gloria Nivia Oliveji. Margarita Chavez Velasquez. Mercedes Brele. Anita Arce. Karen Gonzalez. Genesis Rodriguez. Sandra Maldonado. Andrea Fortuny. Myra Lorenzo. Rosendo Juan. Alisa Ishiguro. Monique Victoria Bowman. Demi Sue. Michael Bator. Kyle Mijares. Jonas Weisner. Andrew Pitts. Kian Hagnat Gudar. David Scruggs. Carol Morahan. Juliana Rangel. Cristina Gutierrez Arroyo. Gabriela Linares. Daniela Reveles. Estefania Gutierrez. Judith Perez. Lisette Garcia Alvarado. Jose Carlos Jimenez. George Garcia. Silventra Williams. Jenny Rosas. Irene Reyes Reyes. Marlon Chavez. Maria Elizabeth Figueroa. Maria Elena Gutierrez. Christian Vasquez. Vicky Becerra. Hilary Balan. Julio Olivares. Luis Herrera Marquez. Kent Masa Shimizu. Now reading names for the Department of Philosophy. Courtney Bordeshen. Elko Garcia. Orlando Losa. Nareen Demir. Andrea Solis. Bertha Mascoro. Daisy Gonzalez Zamora. Alejandra Rosiles. Mindy Jade Kephart. Jessie Roof. Farah Kanda. Jasmine Alyssa Bates. Daniel Acosta. Hermes Rocha. Zachary Robertson. Brett Kubota. Now reading names for the Department of Religious Studies. Stephen Martinez. Jordan Brooks. Frederick De La Paz. Matthew Shelton. Kimberly Shamara Medina. Marina Furuta. Vahogan Mokikian. Samantha Benson. Rondeja May Bellamy. Vanessa Gassel. Jacqueline Cruz. Amy Carroll. Nicole Sofia Garcia. Abigail Guerra. Cynthia Zamensky. Henry Baker. Sarah Kress. Now reading names for the Department of Asian American Studies. Elizabeth Cabrera. Jessica Hazel Eng. Kevin Ecclesario Velez. Justine Gabrielle Carandang. Alice Tran. Erin Aquino. Karen Loon. Jadonsi Seguyen. Katia Molina. Ritter Gravert. Mark Lavore. Joyce Kim. Arturo Jr. Aseo. Brittany Paris. Abigail Garcia. Tandy Lau. Brian Chow. Now reading names for the Department of Central American Studies. Nicole Stephanie Marino. Samantha Martin. Rosa Maldonado. Selena Cabrera. Anais Gonzalez. Jocelyn Espinoza. Cindy Arevalo. Heidi Vega. Michelle Pacheco. Benjamin Bivian. Emmeline Hernandez. Kimberly Arenas. Lucita Pineda. Now reading names for the Department of Chicano Studies. Martha Martinez. Pedro Rivas. Alondra Bailon. Karen Vergara Diaz. Mario Nelson Jr. Guillermo Gallaga. Iris Ramirez. Marlene Gutierrez. Kiara Priscilla Padilla. Mayenne Dominguez. Saidi Guzman.
Graduates, we'd like to hear all of the students' names. Thank you.
Charles W. Thomas II. Cyrus Carrillo. Stephanie Hernandez Ayala. Andy Linares. Diane Caroline Lopez. Delia Oropeza. Alejandra Chavez. Selena Salazar. Juana Boyo. Julissa Hernandez. Liliana Dueña Sosa. Omar Mendoza. Leslie Perez. Tammy Serrano. Julian Hernandez. Gina Loretta Perez. Adalberto Leon. Raul Rios. Mauricio Ruiz. Hannah Binder. Juan Manuel Velasco Jr. Lauren Jessica Montes Alvarez. Karen Christian Linares Luna. Christina Patricio. Marissa Ibarra. Jamie Ramirez. Jennifer Carranza Escobedo. Julio Meza Leon. Leslie Meza. Roger Arias Tabares. And now reading the names for the Department of Gender and Women's Studies. Marissa Elena Eloriaga. Pam Palencia. Brooke Lawler. Aaron Aquino. Ashley Higgins. Christine Kennedy. Victoria Larson. Israel Perez. Jesse Rodriguez. Loida Bryan. Sapandeep Chada. Katrina Kaufman. Ana Rosa Ramirez. Kelly Court.
Okay, that's the last test. Okay, what's your first name? Keep walking forward.
Usamayak Denesi. Jose Duran Munoz. And now, reading the names for the Department of Liberal Studies. Colin Sickenfus. Savannah Milner. Zapia Bangura. Nicole Walworth. Christina Don Johnson. Marela Godinez. Vivian Magana. Cecilia Macias. Ashley Roten. Crystal Murillo. Christina Marie Bayardo. Kaylee Marin. Anna Escobar. Stephen DeBryant. Hannah Goldblatt. Siddhartha Torres. Leslie Laren. Amanda Gorman. Matthew Murillo. Janine Zito Hernandez. Amanda Jones. Justine Kathleen Rodriguez. Petey Pablo Barrias. Mildred Ramirez. Vanessa Garcia. Cindy Oriana. Karen Ogoyan. Rachel Allen. Lydia Barrios. David Gino Contreras. Jessica Alvarez. Alexandra Garcia. Anna Gonzalez. Yanela Alvarez. Natasha Arroyo Martinez. Catherine Carnes. Melanie Garcia. Ashley Moritz. Chloe Livendale. Chelsea Medina Carrillos. Jennifer Villavicio. Sandra Tejeda. Rachel Cohen. Megan Bortowski. Sabrina Wiseman. Pamela Wiseman. Gladys Sanchez. Jasmine Negrete. David Garcia. Carrie-Ann Coe. Josette Nara. Gabriel Alexander Thomas Thompson. Dania Torres Lemus. Catherine Williams. Anais Delgado. Kimberly Valaba. Ruth Acuna. Liliana Castañeda, Jasmine Peña, Blanca Flor Walters, Monica Sandoval, Cristina Rodriguez, Beatriz Sanchez, Diana Velasquez, Jasmine Ortega, Blanca Barboza, Stephanie Sanchez, Geraldine Saba, Gabriela Virginia Novello, Monique Haddad, Fabiola Lamelith Gomez Duran, Melissa Rosales, Itzel Lopez, Andrea Campos, Hector Gabriel Lopez, Vanessa Isela Ramos, Diana Antun, Paul Bezamoro, Jasmine Marissa Elman, Joshua Tavanian, Amir Entazami, Rachel Katz, Charlotte Ford, Samantha Marin, Amy Park, Jose Torres, Erica Mejia, Lorena Curiel, Maureen Sylvester, Diego Juarez, Ryan J. Murphy, Ina May Barrientos, Michelle Jung, Henry Lee, Giselle Bolivar, Kimberlyn Gallardo, Ronica Law, Zaida Giselle Alvarez Dominguez, Nayeli Cerron, Brenda Espinoza Salazar, Nicolette Ines Rodriguez, Yalitza Cassandra Montano, Tanya Carolina Lopez, Noemi Solano, Kiko Montez, Jinji Ortola, Mina Saeed, Stephen David Guerin, Sandra Elizabeth Robles, Kimberly Hollis, Kelly Claypool, Sabrina Aguilar Sargente, Angie Cooney St. Louis, Kathleen O'Brien, Jennifer Chichian, Julio Zeppian Jr., Sinai Ortiz, Stephanie Chin, Gabriela Frausto, Yesenia Carretero, Luis Angel Gonzalez, Jennifer Camacho, Carolina Sandoval, Martin Agopian, Abril Sanchez, Annabelle Rojas, Leslie Gimson, Vicky Swarthop, Amanda Galvez, Luis Montoya, Stacy Correa, Kimberly Arredondo, Silvana Gramajo Argandaz, Laura Pedraza, David Velasquez, Roger Escondon, Jaslyn Garcia, Stephanie Chavez, Nicole Pabon, Rizalina Che, Tatiana Veronica Lazo. Neri Garcia. William Lares. Tahara Hosseini. Amber Berry. Jessica Josephine Meza. Mylin Diana Tran. Jamie Kang. Jade Ona. Nicolette Pinky. Zurisadai Rivera. Brianna Lori Thurton. Corey Lynn Barbado. Jasmine Martinez. Donna McAdoo. Jacqueline Ortiz. Maricela Perez. Alex Lopez. Jeffrey Manley. Brian Diaz Sandoval. David Bruce. Valerie Monforte.
Katrina Potter. Natalie Saint Amand. Taylor Harrington. Jessica Hinton. Alexis Davila Rodriguez. Irene Junghyun Oh. Cecilia Forrester. Lizette Johanna Morales. Luis Silva. Cynthia Gazzari. Ashley Medina. Flora Corvera. Cynthia Martinez. Guadalupe Guzman. Jonathan Gonzalez. Melissa Santiago. Emeline Amarilis Martinez. Ashley Cano. Gloria Martinez Umana. Daisy Saucedo Quinones. Alda Garcia. Michelle Chong. Gabby O. Suyin Kim. Anna Rodriguez. Ala Aslani. Stephen Trong. Jessica Quintanilla Alas. Brianna Garcia. Brian Martinez. Jessica Aceves. Nicole Lomba. Michael Russo. Alvaro Rubalcaba. Barbara Chavez. Lisbeth Lopez. Erica Arturian. Carla Torres Garcia. Catherine Rodriguez. Daisy Isaquick. Tanjim Chowdhury. Dayon Robinson. Tremel Lang. Emily Samalian. Melissa Villanueva. Michael Alexander Delgado. Carolina Salguero. Karen Rios. Sarah Chung. Gloravic Perron. Marissa Metitu. Rosa Lopez. David Simonian. Eric Mendoza. Yetli Camacho. Taylor Anderson. Danielle Felice Rose. Andrea Victoria Vargas. Jennifer Garcia. Marcos Antonio Cazares Jr. Alyssa Densing. Michelle Lynn. Eric Fortuna Regaspe. Natalie Bernas. Dean Ducey. Napoleon Samad. Juan Ramos. Leanne Yvette Valenzuela. Michael Warren. Julianne Bush. Joshua Orkin.
About 10 to the end.
Shuji Han. Jeanette Gonzalez. Marilyn Fabian. Yesenia Juarez.
Say your last name.
Inga Stamboltian.
Maldonado.
Misael Maldonado. Shant Kusayan. Shirley Chow. Carrie Santos. Elsie Torres. Nayeli Ruiz Sanchez. Tiffany Luna. Elizabeth Zuniga.
Mr. Stephen Goldman will officially welcome you into the California State University Northridge Alumni Association.
You are one beautiful class, I have to tell you. So on behalf of the CSUN Alumni Association and nearly 350,000 matadors, and now including you, it's my pleasure to be the first to formally welcome you as alumni of our great university. Now each one of you may add the title alumnus or alumni to your name. We're honored to join you and to celebrate your achievement. Today marks the beginning of an enduring relationship with CSUN. We encourage you to stay connected as you realize your dreams and aspirations. In fact, you will find many matadors out there, like myself, ready to help you achieve your dreams. And in turn, someday we hope that you will aid the next generation to follow your path. So congratulations and welcome to the CSUN alumni family.
Thank you, Mr. Goldman. Will all of the baccalaureate degree recipients please rise? In academic tradition, the student who has not yet earned a degree wears the tassel to the right of the mortarboard. When the degree is conferred, the scholar moves the tassel to the left and joins a select company of highly educated men and women. In recognition of your new status, will all recipients of the baccalaureate degree move the tassel to the left? Will all of the graduates please rise? Now go out into the world, accomplish great things, and come back and tell us about them so we can brag about you. Help the students who follow you understand and appreciate the importance that they can make in the world. To officially close this ceremony, I ask that all of our faculty, staff, and CSUN alumni rise for our university alma mater, Hail to the Matadors, under the musical direction of Matt Harris and the Jazz A Band. The alma mater's in the back of your commencement program, should you need to follow along, but I'm sure you all know all of the words. After the alma mater, please remain at your seats until the platform party and faculty have recessed. We ask that our parents and guests remain seated until the end of the recessional. Again, thank you, congratulations, and once a Matador, always a Matador.